I just didn't have anywhere that I was trying to focus my time and myself into being something, or I just running around aimlessly pretty much. When I found mixed martial arts, it changed my life.
Dustin, the Diamond Poirier! Dustin Poirier! Dustin Poirier! Dustin Poirier! Dustin Poirier has knocked out Conor McGregor!
Dustin Poirier's journey in the UFC began on January 1st, 2011, over 10 years ago. It was his featherweight debut against highly praised contender Josh Grisby. Poirier, being the underdog, shocked the critics and won via unanimous decision.
Promising new contender in the 145-pound division in Dustin Diamond Poirier.
He would win his next 3 fights in remarkable fashion, defeating Jason Young by unanimous decision, Pablo Garza by submission, and Max Holloway by triangle armbar. Poirier's 4-fight win streak earned him his first main event bout against the Korean zombie Chan Sung Jung. Unfortunately, Poirier suffered his first loss in the UFC, but in true Poirier fashion, he impressed the spectators with his willingness to exchange and left it all in the octagon, earning him Fight of the Night honors and Fight of the Year by several publications. Poirier would regain his momentum and win the next 4 of his 5 fights. He was ranked the number 5 fighter in the division, chipping away at a chance to fight for the belt. His next fight was against number 9 ranked fighter Conor McGregor at UFC 178. On the 27th of September 2014, McGregor dismantled Poirier and stopped him via TKO in less than 2 minutes. It was a devastating loss as Conor positioned himself to fight for the title less than a year later, in which he became the featherweight champion after defeating Jose Aldo. Poirier would again have to climb up the ranks to gain himself a shot at the title. It would take him 10 fights, just shy of 5 years, to finally get the opportunity. During those years, Dustin was not complacent but kept perfecting his craft. He would win 4 straight, lose to Michael Johnson, and then go on an impressive 5-fight win streak, defeating reputable names in the sport, the likes of Anthony Pettis, Justin Gaethje, and Eddie Alvarez, finishing all 3 opponents.
But he's been here before. Gaethje nearly out on his feet. Poirier continues to land. But he doesn't have the wherewithal to clinch. Dustin Poirier. Alvarez. That's the Poirier finish. That is it. Dustin Poirier closes the rivalry and knocks out Eddie Alvarez.
In the post-fight interview after defeating Gaethje, Dustin sent out a message.
This is my 20th fight in the UFC. I've been close to the mountaintop. I've been knocked down and I've climbed back over and over again, 2 different weight classes. And I would never stand right here and ask for something I didn't earn.
Finally, the long-awaited title fight Dustin always hoped for came to fruition on April 13th, 2019. He would face Max Holloway again, but this time for the UFC Lightweight Championship. Early in the first round, Dustin landed a big right hand that stunned Holloway. The last 2 minutes of the round, Dustin landed at will and inflicted a lot of damage. Although Holloway had his moments, it was evident that Poirier's advantage in punching power and wise shot selection was key in his ability to dominate the fight and earn a unanimous decision. After 8 tough years, Dustin Poirier at last became UFC lightweight champion in remarkable fashion by ending Holloway's 13-fight win streak and earning Fight of the Night honors. In his first fight to defend the title, he would face arguably the greatest lightweight of all time in Khabib Nurmagomedov. Early on, Dustin landed some leg kicks and looked comfortable in the octagon with Khabib. However, 2 minutes in, Khabib scored a takedown. To Poirier's credit, he survived Khabib's onslaught while being taken down early by one of the greatest grapplers in the sport. In the second round, Poirier landed a big right hand and appeared to have stunned Khabib, but Khabib would eventually score another takedown and take control for the rest of the round. Then in the third round, Khabib would again score a takedown, but Dustin also threatened Khabib with a guillotine choke and tried to lock in the submission. Khabib was able to escape and eventually set up a submission of his own and win by rear naked choke. Following the fight, Dustin was devastated.
I was just so prepared, for tonight. This one really hurts. I wanted to leave tonight the world champ and just let myself down, man. But I appreciate them, helping out the charity. It's been growing, and I'm very grateful for that.
Once again, Poirier did not dwell too much on his shortcomings and would be in the main event against number 5 ranked fighter Dan Hooker. He bounced back with an incredible and dominant performance and won a unanimous decision with Fight of the Night honors. For his next fight, the UFC would give him the opportunity to avenge a loss he suffered 6 years ago against Conor McGregor. Both fighters were cordial in the lead up to their rematch, and Dustin expressed what had changed since then.
6 years since we fought, you have to evolve to stay at the top of the division for this long, to stay in the company for this long. Just maturity. And I don't care what anybody out here thinks anymore. I used to care too much.
From the outset, Poirier was aggressive and scored a takedown early in the first round. In the last minute of the round, he landed a short right hook followed by a strong calf kick, which paid dividends for him later in slowing down Conor. In the second round, he landed more kicks with a flurry of punches. Another short right hook landed perfectly and stunned Conor and knocked him down as Poirier proceeded to close out the show. Now, being 1-1 against each other, the highly anticipated trilogy fight was set to take place on UFC 264 on July 10th, 2021. This time, there was a lot of animosity similar to the first fight. Conor made specific threats toward Dustin in interviews and explained how this fight will turn out differently than in the second fight.
A corpse, a dead body, a blank face. It's gonna get his ass whooped and took out on a stretcher.
Tomorrow night I'm gonna make this man pay with his life, and I mean it. You're dead in that octagon tomorrow night.
However, early on, it was Dustin who controlled the fight and landed devastating punches. He scored a takedown and began to land vicious elbows. Conor had no answer for Dustin and took a lot of punishment. In the closing seconds, after Conor got back to his feet, he threw a 1-2, and as he retreated, landed awkwardly on his ankle. He proceeded to fall down as Dustin went in for the kill. The bell sounded, and to everyone's disappointment, Conor could not continue. It was ruled a doctor's stoppage, although many analysts and fans agreed that Conor had no chance in making a comeback in the fight. 2 of the 3 judges had it 10-8 Dustin Poirier. In the post-fight interview, Poirier elaborated on how he stayed poised and became the fighter he is today.
It's just been a long process of years of making mistakes, from being too committed and caring too much about everything, you know. I'm not sure, it's just evolution of myself, not only as a fighter, but as a husband and a father.
It's incredible to see how a fighter that faced so many challenges and setbacks became one of the top stars and most respected fighters of today's age. One can only imagine where Poirier's career will lead to inside and outside the octagon. We will most likely see him fight for the title once again in his very next fight. It's safe to say he's worked for and earned everything he has today. If there was a fighter that embodied the phrase "hard work pays off," one would look no further than Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up, and catch you in the next episode.